Yo, what's up, guys? Holy Nights with you here, bringing you Black Clover anime review, episode 61, titled "The Promised Word." Um, this was a very beautiful episode, but at the same time, kind of saddish. It begins with Fenzel and Mars trying to go to Asta so that he can, beat Ladris, and instead it was kind of funny because what they really did was it was still thanks to Asta that they defeated him, but it wasn't really Asta who did it himself. When they showed up, Fenna's dragon, Salamander, shot a fireball at Asta, and then Fenza was like reflected up here. So Asta did it, and then he took his wind and he modified like the fireball and he made it bigger and stronger. Then he shot it towards Landris, and Landris just like became like black charcoal and just dropped. And they said his magic dissipated, so I guess he either died or got fallen unconscious, either or, which was still pretty good. Then it was the second part, but after they took him out, which they took him out quickly, we got to the part where they had to fight Fana and her dragon now. And when Mars see her, he's like, wait, that's Fana. And he started, thinking about his childhood, and we found out that if anyone who's seen Naruto, you would know about the Mist Village. That their final exam for their kids was that all of them had to fight to the death, and the one sole survivor is the one that graduates. Well, that's technically what happened between Fana and Mars in their group. So what Fana had to do was she attacked Mars on purpose so he could defend himself and offer. And she explained that during this episode, and basically, he cut his eyes off, and then that's when they experimented on him, and they made his magic stronger while at the same time making him go. But we already know how he turned back to normal thanks to Asta beating him in the dungeon in episode 14 and 15. But he sees her, he starts freaking out, and he's like, he's calling out to her, and she sees him, and then we get this weird flashback that she's thinking of in her head about the elves getting massacred by the humans. And it's weird that she has this because if you notice, she's supposed to be the same age as Mars, which is the same age, or a little bit older, I should say, than Yuna and Asta. Because Asta and Yuna is 14, they should be like 18, 19. So there should be like a 4 or 5 years difference between the two groups. Yet she has memories of the elves, who died years ago. That the Clover Kingdom supposedly did this and took it over for themselves, which was stated by Lynch, or Lit, as people like to call him, the elf, the leader of the Midnight Sun. But they continue their fight, and she noticed that she's low on magic, and she really can't beat these guys, so she sends Zeno. Fenza was there, and Marja survived, and they both got fully power magic. So she decided to set herself in self-destruction mode, same thing as Reto did in the Water Temple. So Asta and him decided to go up, and there was this cool moment where, like, she's attacking them, and he's taking the hits because he says he doesn't deserve to defend himself because he allowed her to die. And Asta just came out of nowhere and slapped him, which was kind of funny in the episode. You know how Asta does things, and then Asta started screaming at him. And Fenza was like, okay, now you don't just scream at me, you're a teacher, now you're screaming at your seniors as well. That's nice to know. And they made a joke out of it, but it was pretty funny. But as they arguing, they decided to, come to terms and work together. And basically what they did was they ran up to her, where she put herself in this self-destruction mode. And they couldn't throw her fireball, and they're getting closer and closer. But once they're a couple steps away from her, thanks to her intense heat of the salamander, they can't get any closer. So Mars had to use his phoenix magic robe on both him and Asta so they could move forward. And Asta went in, he slapped the dragon, dissipated. But she still had the self-destruction spell on her. But that went away thanks to what Mars did, because Mars ran up and he hugged her, and he started screaming about, let's go see the other world and stuff like that. Sorry about the promise I couldn't keep. And again, her memories came back to her of her old memories, her human ones, not the elf ones. And like the spell broke and she came back to normal. She was smiling. Her voice changed, as we saw. And she told Mars, okay, let's go. And Mars was happy. He cried. And she's like, she had this weird look like, I don't know why you're crying, but she hugged him. And everyone else was happy. Then we had Finra in the back crying, saying I'm jealous and stuff like that. But it was just one of those hilarious moments with him and his characteristics. And Asta's happy and Finzel's happy. Finzel's fiance and his student, female one, they basically helping all the witches that got hit. They're healing them and recuperating them. And everything looks like it's done and over. And we also get this one mention where Fenzel states that that eye that she had in her third eye was magic that was implanted there, and it seems to be like controlling her and giving her magic. So I guess the salamander is not really hers, and we know that her memories and the way she acts is not hers either. She's being controlled completely, but so it has to be Lynch that's doing this, most likely. Same thing with Reto, he was the same. So, but that needs to be more clarified later on in other episodes. But so far, Fauna's back and she's normal. She's not dead how her character was supposed to be. Which that probably going to be explained next episode, how she's still alive and grown. But as we also seen in the preview for next episode, we see Asta on the floor hurt. And we see like the arm outstretched to grab him. But the arm had like nails colored, so I guess it's a female. It could be the witch or Vanessa or somebody, but we also seen Landorus again in the preview, so I guess he didn't die, again knocked unconscious. He was just wounded. And he's probably recuperating somewhere on the floor. But yeah, this was a pretty good episode. Episode 61 of Black Clover. Really good. Very interesting. Anytime that the son of the midnight, the third eye of the midnight sun is just like, evolving, or the Diamond Kingdom, you know the episode's gonna be good. Because those are like the two main like bosses right now that the kingdom is fighting, so. But that's all I have for you guys today. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.